Hello, I'm Matthew Von Doran. Welcome to the Sheldon Online Music Academy. And we're here today at the beautiful Sheldon Theater in downtown St. Louis. I'm going to show you some things about jazz, guitar, chord vocabulary. And that can be a very overwhelming subject because there seems to be infinite amounts of chords out there in the chord universe. And when guitarists are studying jazz, they tend to get overwhelmed by that. So we want to kind of calm everything down and focus on just a little bit of information. And you can take the chords you already know and turn them into other shapes on the guitar. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to start with a real basic chord here, a C major 7th chord. You probably know this voicing. It's very common jazz guitar chord voicing. And from low to high, I have C, G, B, and E. This chord is often played as a bar chord with the G on the first string. I'm just playing the middle 4 strings. All right, you probably also know that you can move that chord up and down the neck and change the key. Here's E flat major 7th, G major 7th, B major 7th. You can go either direction. And when you go 1 fret at a time, you're moving up in half steps or down in half steps. So people figure that out pretty quick with guitar. And so you don't have to think that those are all totally different chords. It's all the same shape that you're holding and moving. Well, there's another way you can go about it, and that is to move chords this way across the strings. And it's similar in concept, but how you go about it is different. So let me show you how this works. First of all, you want to think in terms of string sets. This chord I'm playing right here is on the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. So 5, 4, 3, and 2. That's a string set. Real easy, real straightforward, just the numbers of the strings as a group. So what will work best is I move the chord and kind of show you that chord, and you can play it on your instrument and get comfortable with it. Then I'll talk how these chords moved. So here's a C major 7th, and I'm going to go stay right here in 3rd position and playing F major 7th. F, C, E, and A. Here's C major 7th and F major 7th. Now I'm going to go this way across the strings and play G major 7th. So we have G, D, F sharp, and B. So let me explain what happened there. I moved chords this way. You might have noticed that the shape actually changed. It wasn't like going up and down when the shape stayed the same. So let me show you how that works this way. When you move a note across, the way the guitar is tuned and all the intervals and all that stuff that I don't want to get into, I kind of just want to show it to you just what it looks like. The way that works is that I'll start on the 6th string. I'm going to move this note across the fretboard. I get to stay at the same fret. I'm at the 3rd fret. When I go from the 3rd string to the 2nd string, because that distance is shorter, I have to go up 1 fret, and then I stay at the same fret. What that means is I moved all those notes the same distance apart. And then it works the opposite on the way down, going from this note to this note. If I go from the 2nd string to the 3rd string, I have to move the note down 1 fret. So I was showing you there just one note across all 6 strings in both directions. Let me show you what that means with the chords that I moved. With the C major 7, now I'm going to take it one note at a time, and I'm going to use my first finger only because that's the tricky part about you watching this, is kind of getting the hang of it. What I suggest you do is watch this video and then watch it again with your guitar and follow along, and then actually write these chords out on neck diagrams or maybe tablature, and you'll have a visual reference. So check this out. The C on the 5th string with the C major 7th chord goes straight across to the F on the 4th string. The G that was on the 4th string in the C major 7th chord goes straight across, also the 5th fret, but now on the 3rd string. The B in the C major 7th chord that is going to cross from the 3rd string to the 2nd string. It needs to go up 1 fret, so that ends up on the 2nd string at the 5th fret. And then the E in the C major 7th chord that was on the 2nd string 5th fret ends up on the A on the 1st string for the F. Now, I know that was a lot of information coming at you with note names and string numbers and fret numbers, and I'm also talking finger numbers. That's the part I was talking about that gets a little involved. So that's why writing things down is always a good way to help your brain assimilate information like that. But if you just play the chords and kind of look at each note and see how I moved everything across, but I didn't keep the shape the same, except for the, well, the best way to put it is when you cross from the 3rd to the 2nd string, you go up 1 fret. Now I went the other direction for the G major 7th. So I'll show you that with just one finger. C went to the G went to a D, the B went to an F sharp. So all those notes just moved straight across, although the finger was different. And then we have this note here that was on the 2nd string, the E, goes down to the B. It's going from the 2nd string to the 3rd string, so it goes down 1 fret. So this becomes that. So they're, all 3 of them are major 7ths. They're just now in different keys. Okay, if you can handle that and process all that, let me show you one more thing. After you take a chord and move it across the strings, I want you to take those chords and put those chords in the key of C. Here's C major 7th, I moved it across to F major 7th, and now I'm going to move it all the way up here to C major 7th. The root is on the 4th string. With the chord we got on the string set of 6, 5, 4, and 3, I'm going to move that up to C here. And now we have C major 7th with the root on the 6th string. So check this out. C major 7th, C major 7th, and C major 7th. It's one of those things that's kind of tricky to teach someone this in such a short period of time like this, but now you've been introduced to the concept. What you want to do is, like I say, I've got some chord diagrams like right here, something that looks like this where you map them out on dots, or you can do a tablature or neck diagrams, write out the notes on a pad of paper so you can manage all the information. And just the act of working with notes like this on the fretboard is what's going to build your skills in being able to take shapes and move them around the fretboard, know what you're doing. All right, good luck with all of that. I'm Matthew Von Doran here for the Sheldon Online Music Academy. Thanks for joining us.